Let's see, we got the condenser off, intercooler off here. Checking out the hot side of the turbo. Oh no, bro! Why are you full of oil, step bro? That is not good. I think this turbo might be cooked. I seem to have failed filming the most important part, pulling the engine out. Most satisfying part, I guess. But here's along the process of the pictures we got along the way. Shout out to Nate Dogg for coming to help me pull this thing. Wouldn't have been able to do it by myself. There he is. Kind of a lot to take in, but very long piece of equipment that was pulled from not a very good setup. Here I'm just setting up the engine mounts to the engine hoist, I suppose you could say. Rocker arms laid out, valve covers. Piecing together, got the timing cover off. And as you can see, this thing is very crusty, so I went and did a very large project of brushing down, getting myself dirty for a couple days at least. Very crusty diesel. Been leaking out the tappet cover and who knows where else this entire time. Still got factory hatch marks inside the cylinder walls. That's great to see. Timing cover's off. Father Bear stopping in to check and see how things are going. Looking way clean. Looking great. Feeling good. Pulling out the head stud thread holes. We've done a couple here. Getting it all nice and crispy. Huzzah. This thing was nasty. It's oily, go figure. Almost unreal. Just got the main seal off there. Front main seal, that is. And here I went and ran a tap through all my head stud holes, so there's no issues once we get to that point. Looking extra crispy now. Stripped down to bare bones aside from the camshaft. New timing cover in place. Got some billet freeze plugs going in here. I'm not planning on running crazy boost or power, there, so I shouldn't really have to worry about them, but it's also a good safe bet to not worry about it at all, you know what I mean? RTV on the other side of this gasket, the gasket stamped on here, and then RTV on the main rear main seal housing. I don't want to like shock, maybe I... I don't know if this is it. Main sealed, eh? Oil pan got a paint job. Now, as I said, I went through the head studs, tapped everything out, and I was going through the general everything, just tap all I could, and I got to the last bolt on the front engine mount, and it broke off as I hit the bottom. I was in a hurry and ready to go home. I understand, shouldn't have happened, but it did. Oh yeah, first try. Crisis averted, baby. Allegedly, there was nothing inside the tap, but I don't know if I believe that. Sweet, we can put the engine mount on. New head gasket. New head. Spec to torque, cold, obviously. Victory salami and cheese. Very nice. Also adapter plate installed. Intake Manny. Unicorn fan mount. 2-piece exhaust manifold. Custom painted tappet covers. We got my water neck housing here. Not the one on the Dodge pickup, so I have to modify it to fit this weld-on bung for the and fitting for my coolant bypass for the cylinder number 6. So I got this roughly fitted up in here, and it's going to sit about yay. So I'll throw a couple holes in this, recess it, and then weld the bung. Burrs to get out of the hole, clean up the outside for welding, and we'll get that going. So we got the thermostat all welded up. Install the thermostat, got the motor mount behind it, engine mount. Starts threatening my family again on YouTube. So we're going to tighten up all these bolts, torque them to speculars, except for the bottom where we can't reach with a socket. Crooked somewhere? No, it's straight. I don't know. That's more gooda. Make sure the alternator clears here. Oh yeah! And then we'll have a couple tie-ups. I think we'll do one for sure here, just so we get away from the point off of the head. And then maybe one down yonder here, off of this bolt and this bolt. So we'll get our torque marks off of those. Well, for now, I'm going to snug all these up and good and tight. Click. And we'll get this back one here. And as you see here, the top dead center timing plug is into the camshaft gear. Now for the 175 horsepower pump, this would be 12.5 degrees here. We'll see that we're about 24 thousandths. The goal is 18.5 degrees, so we need to hit 272. See if we can get it pretty close. Probably shoot for 273. And then when I impact it off, 3 1/4 thou? That sounds terrible. Oh! Now we have 272 right on the titties. But I did replace the crush washer, so we got that going. I also loosened these bolts down here on the gear to ensure that once I put it on the shaft there, it doesn't mess up the timing that I have set up here. As you can see, it's got movement. And it's on there nice. No movement for tightening, please. Okay. Get these guys latched on there again. Here we are back again. This is the old Speedy sleeve, I believe it's called. Ended up being the right seal that I needed, so I got it installed into my aftermarket housing. Got the other one air hammered out. Sad to see, but had to happen because that's clearly not going to fit. Before you go to the comment section and run to threaten me or my family, don't. I wiped it down before I got it going on this. And it's just a direct push. See if we got it first try, no warm up. That was satisfying. And we're going to assume 18 foot-pounds because that's everything along this thing that schmur. Nice enough. I mean, you can see, I'll show you what I'm kind of stressing about. It's minimal, but still, there's a lip here. There's a smaller lip up here. So it's like maybe like 3 or 4 thou. 3 or 4 thou difference, plus or minus. Yeah, don't feel too hot about that, but it's gripping, so it should seal, right? Famous last words. I know what you're thinking. Man, we walked through this whole thing. He's not even going to start it for us. Well, no, it's not ready yet. So I'm still waiting on the 6-9 turbo turbine housing coming through. And then I got to get that AFC Live stuff hooked up. The vacuum lines running out to the things. And then I have an engine brake that I haven't even started working on yet. It's kind of been a lot between working, you know, because I have a full-time job aside from this stuff. But, yeah, and then as well as the flange for the transmission. I can't even start on the transmission swap until I get that flange and the drive shaft stuff ready. I got the U-joint. Pretty sure the U-joint's right, but the flange they sent me is for the 2-wheel drive transmission. So not going to be able to use that one. Got another one on the way, even though we waited 3 months for this one to show up from Ford. Never ordering from them again. That sucked. I got to do some gas pedal. Got to do some gas pedal install, clutch pedal install, all that stuff. I got to make a custom bracket and then also close up my floor because, you know, Banks twin ram's kind of wide and it be widening up in there. I don't know if you can see. It's a little close for comfort. So we're going to bring that out a little farther. So get tuned in for the next one. Like, subscribe, follow. I'm not sure where I'm posting this. Maybe it'll be Instagram, maybe it'll be YouTube. We'll see. But till then, we'll be here.